can you introduce yourself?
I sure can. Hi, my name is Rhonda Fleming.
Hi, nice to meet you, Ms. Fleming. So welcome to Freedom Radio, and we're here at the 3rd annual Power of Laughter Luncheon. And so I'm here to try to get your involvement with the program and for you to tell me a little bit more about yourself. So tell me about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm glad to be here because I think anything that has to do with health is something in our community that we always need to learn more about. So I'm also appreciating the fact that there's a great balance here of education and then a fun spirited going on as well with some of the shopping and vendors here. So, and I'm also here always, I'm not representing, my agency's not here, but I'm always happy to have the opportunity to talk about the fact of domestic violence, the field that I work in.
Awesome. So, and when we think about kind of preventable diseases and think about, think about heart and we think about stroke, some of those things we say, oh, well, maybe you can, eat better and be a little more physical or something like that. But some may not think of the stress from a domestic violence kind of situation as a preventable disease also. Would you consider that, or is it a little more different, and how would you speak to that?
I would say the connection of unfortunately, that domestic violence leads to the stress level, as you mentioned, the stress, the fact that domestic violence is connected to so many other traumatic experiences in a victim's life. Certainly it affects their stress level, their blood pressure. It certainly affects heart. It affects being able to take care of themselves because of the limitations put on them and because of being afraid, actually, and sometimes just not being permitted. I know it sounds like, what do you mean she's grown? But sometimes she's just not permitted to go take care of herself. So the perpetrator, and I'm saying she is the victim, which is 85% of the times it is a female victim. So I'm looking at the fact that sometimes the husband controls all the medical insurance. So she doesn't even have permission to take that card and go to the doctor. She may not control her own finances. So if you have to have a copay, she has to ask him for the copay. So I'm talking about things like getting a mammogram, and again, heart and, and stroke and just anything that you say, go back to what you was even saying, preventable. Planning the menu, in domestic violence and serious domestic violence, severe domestic violence, the victim doesn't have control over anything.
Wow. And so, events like this kind of help us as a community regain that control. The fact that we have so many awesome vendors that are taking control of their economic situation because they are entrepreneurs. We have people here able to, thanks to UPMC, we were able to get so many of the health screenings sponsored here. But what would you say if there's anyone out there tweeting? Remember that we're working with Laughter PGH. That's our hashtag Laughter PGH. You can reach us at IronWill at IERNWILL. And we're really interested in figuring out how we can heal through laughter. Of course, that's why we're here. There's so many things that are happening in the community, whether it be a preventable disease like heart attack or like heart disease or like diabetes or some of the things that lead to stroke. Those things are preventable, but we're also here to kind of heal together with regard to issues like domestic violence. And so how did you get to be involved with the American Heart Association, and how do you think these kind of events are really impactful for the community at large?
I'm really pleased to be here. I think I said that earlier, but I'm pleased to be here. This is my first, and I've heard so much about this Power of Laughter conference, and I've missed it. I'm usually out of town. I'm here today, and I'm glad I'm here. So I really just got to be involved by word of mouth, actually, but people telling me this is a great conference, you don't want to miss it, you really need to come. So that's actually how I got here. And actually, my sorority I'm here with is I took part and was volunteering as well and made some donations for the silent auction. So that's another way I came to be here today.
Great. So before you go, because we like to make sure we know everything is start moving pretty fast soon and that things are going to be jumping and we'll be ready for the luncheon in no time. But before you go, I do want to ask, because the 2014 Iron Sharpens Iron Summit Tour, which is what Freedom Radio broadcast and our podcast always is sharing information about. It's about gaining information from community providers like yourself and that are working with people that need that kind of information, that need the tools to kind of empower themselves. And so we're a mobile empowerment outreach tool to connect people to professionals, to people like Miss Brenda Parks, who has been tremendous in helping us learn in this process. But it's all about kind of learning from each other. And so it's really about community. So before you go, I want to ask you, what does community mean to you?
Community to me is a sense of belonging. It's an opportunity to come together. It's an opportunity for people to help people for whatever level we're at, whatever walk of life we're at. We all have something to give. I think community is about being able and willing to, able's there usually because it's your gift, but willing to use your gift. If you have a gift to sing, you can sing to somebody and make them feel better. If you have a gift to cook, you can cook. If you have 3 children and your neighbor has 2, put the 5 kids together and have a slumber party and teach respect. And teach bullying is not okay. There's so many ways. You know, oftentimes, and I'm not bad-mouthing the media in this, I'm saying oftentimes in media and in society, we see people with PhDs and masters, and we think that's who has to do the work. Doctors and attorneys, and great, they do have a great job to give. Everybody has a gift. So the next door neighbor who sweeps and cleans the sidewalk, she or he, they have a gift. They're given.
Definitely.
That's what community really is about, being willing to share your gift.
Yay! Thank you. I love that answer.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.